Hey there. Hey, everyone. Hi, this is Melissa McClary Davis with Wise Digital Marketing. How are you doing? Happy July 5th. Happy Independence Day time off. I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done a live. And I'm sure, as many of you going through things with the pandemic and all that sorts, things just come and go and things just happen. But I'm so glad to be back at doing some of my lives. And I wanted to kick off July. I wanted to kick off really Q3 by providing some information for some of my clients and those who follow me here on Facebook Live, as well as I am also streaming on YouTube. So I had planned to start a YouTube channel to share some instructional information about marketing, because I love marketing, and starting that as well. So you can follow me as well on YouTube at Wise Digital Marketing. And so let's get started, because like I mentioned in my post, I'm want to keep it brief because we're all busy and we are all working or taking some time off today to just enjoy time with family. But if you're thinking about your business and if you're working on your business and you're thinking about Q4, remember back in the day when we used to have those Christmas in July. I think some of them still do it. I know Prime Day just happened, but like Christmas in July, you're starting to thinking about Q4, thinking about planning for the latter half of 2021. Yes, I am amazed that we're already halfway through 2021. But if you think about what you did last year for Q4, or what you couldn't do last year for Q4 because of circumstances, the pandemic, I want to give you some 5 things that you need to do to get ready for this year, to really make it successful, to make it the biggest Q4 revenue for you, for your business. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm just going to just throw up the 5 things that you should be thinking about. And I'm just going to put this up on the Jamboard. So if you guys haven't used Jamboard's really good at just typing and putting things up. So the first thing you need to do, pick your bestsellers. And what I mean by that, pick your product or your service that have sold in the past. Whether you are a retailer and you have some products, granted products that will fit for that time of the year, but think about those things that sold really well. We're about trying to make as much revenue as we can for Q4. So yes, there is time for Q4 to do experimentation, and I'm going to talk about that in a whole separate stream. But for now, this is about how that you can make the revenue based on some of your proven products or services that you offer. So just pick your bestseller. What sells well? What's easy for you to promote? So think about that when you are planning for Q4. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and type this in, or cut and paste. Get to know your audience. You probably do know your audience, your customers. That's what I mean by audience. Same thing as personas, customer, clients. Get to know them a little bit more. What can you do today to get to know them more? One of the simplest ways is to send an email out to them and ask them some questions. You don't have to send a survey, like make it official, but you can just ask a few questions in an email. You can actually create a post with a few questions just to get them to engage and answer back. Find out what is their issue that they may have. What's the number one problem? What's the challenge? What can you do to resolve something that they may have? Find out if they bought something from you in the past. What do they like about it? What do they didn't like about it? Just get to know them, ask them questions. And if you don't have an audience just yet, or your audience is not big enough, then this is where you want to just really try to find out who your audience is and do some research. The best way to do that is maybe take a look at what your competition's doing and try to see if you follow them. I always say follow your competition. You should. And then see how they engage their audience. If they do, they may not. But if they do, find out what their audience is saying. Another good method that I've used in terms of trying to understand what my audience or what your clients want, if you belong to a Facebook group that has a lot of your customers in it, go into the search in your Facebook group, of that Facebook group. Go search and search up how to put that how to or search um, recommendation, how to recommend me or what's the best. Search for those like type of questions and see what comes up. And you're going to get all these different responses. You're going to gather some research data. So really know your audience and what your audience is looking for and what the problems are having. Hey, Amber, it's nice to see you. Yes, get these nuggets for 15 minutes. That's all I am going to do this for. So really understand your audience and understand what is their motivation. And I mean to the degree, because your audience is going to really help you with any marketing or targeting that you want to do. Third one, and this is a very important one. I know I have some clients I've been working with, and we have been successful. But one of the things I always tell clients and I always tell folks is to start building that list earlier. And what I mean by building the list is like you need email addresses. Email addresses is one of the most important assets that you can have in your business, whether you have a physical store or you are an online business or a coach. You want to start collecting email addresses. So I highly recommend creating, especially online, if you're going to do any online advertising right now, start to just build a list. Create a campaign just to gather names. It's, if you have something that you can send somebody, just start to gather names right now. You really need to start early right now to gather the names that you're going to then use in Q4, because you need to really establish yourself with them. It used to be like 7 or 8 touches for somebody to be in your ecosystem, meaning they come to your website, they may get an email, they see a social post, 7 or 8. But because of the pandemic, that number has risen. It's risen a lot. It's like over 15 now, because everybody's trying to interact with people online. So you really need to establish a relationship with them early. 6 months. But just really start to establish that relationship and start building your list, getting the names now. You could create email campaigns around that list. And then it doesn't take much. Just think about how you react to emails. Maybe you read maybe 10% of them. The other ones are probably you either delete or you don't open, unless there's something really intriguing about the subject line. But then there is that one email I know that you get. I've gotten it, that it just hits you. It came on the day that you're like, oh, you know what? I was just thinking about this, or I was wondering what I should do with this. It either just hits you because it's right there at the right time and you need to respond to it, you need to do something. Or it's like, okay, I know I need to add this thing to my list that I'm gonna get to this week or tomorrow in the next 48 hours. That's what the power of emails can do for you. But you need to start to build a list now and then start creating a nurture sequence, which is sending emails on a regular basis to your list to just be in front of them. They may come to your website, they may not, but one thing you can do is enter into their ecosystem, which is through the email. So definitely start building your list now. What you're going to do with that list, come when you get closer to Q4, then you can start to advertise and retarget that list, creating the custom audience based on the list that you gathered. So start building it now if you haven't, or just keep on building it, but just really just focus on just list building for the most part right now. That's something that you can do for these summer months. Let's talk about the fourth thing. The fourth thing you could do. Write a message to solve a problem. What I mean by that is your copy, your message has to really focus on solving whatever your client or your customer's problem is. Whether it is a beauty product to get rid of imperfections or wrinkles, you talk about this will get rid of your wrinkles in the next 24 hours. It's a problem that you're solving. Or if you need to help build somebody's confidence, or you need to build your confidence, this will help you appear more confident in front of your potential clients when you learn how to pitch this way. So you want to write a message that solves the problem. A great example is what I just said. I wanted to send a message that's saying, here's 5 things to help you get ready. So I'm trying to get you ready. I'm trying to solve the problem of those who get into Q4, which starts October 1st. And they're like, okay, now I better get ready for my holiday, because I know holiday is really busy for me, not only personally, but it's busy for me in my business. And I don't want, you don't want to scramble, or you don't want to, oh, I'll just wait and start in January because you kind of started too late. Especially if you say, I need to get ready, and you start to, go out and you're looking at what other people are saying. And you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff to do in order to be successful. That's why, you want to just kind of create a message that solves a certain problem. Get ready now so that way you're ready in Q4. I'm trying to solve the problem of those who tend to scramble, or those who have a great product or service, and they know they have people who look at them over the holidays, because that's when people are a little downtime and they can kind of start to shop and look at things. Yet they're not ready. Either they're not ready because their creative is not done, or their website's not done, or their product hasn't been proven. So, if you write the message that gets to that audience, that solves the problem, you're going to hit them with that emotional spot. Because when in Q4, that's the one thing we're emotionally attached, because it's the time of the year, it's the holidays, it's the end of the year, it's the end of 2021. If you're thinking about things that you said you were planning on doing in 2021, you maybe didn't get to it. So you're sort of emotional. So really, really want to go for that emotion in your message. And your message needs to be clear, concise, and it should resonate not only in your emails, but on your website, in your social. Same message, same words. Use the same type of words so people will be ingrained. It's integrated. So definitely do that. And then lastly, in terms of the 5 things you should do, I'm going to write it out. Write it out in a plan. Write it out. And it doesn't have to be grandiose. When it comes to planning, it doesn't have to be like pages upon pages. Just write it down. And when I mean write it down, I mean like, maybe physically write it down. You could use your notebook to write it down, or at least type it out in a note, that this is the plan that you're going to do. And this is how you're going to attack it, how you're going to think about Q4. So write out the plan. Now, to help you with that, if you need a plan, or if you just need a template or outline, I'm going to go to the next page here. I created like a campaign worksheet. It's an editable PDF that you can download for free if you just want to go to Wise Digital Marketing /campaign, or just respond in the comments. I'm happy to send it to you. It is it's a one pager that will just kind of ask questions or let you know, like, all right, what are you trying to do here? What's the campaign, or what's the goal, for Q4? What is your budget, or what you think is your budget? What are the time frame that you want to work on? All of that is in this one pager that I created, that I've used with my clients, and I've provided with some of my consulting sessions with folks. So that way it just gives them a great outline to plan for the next campaign, the next launch, the next project that they need to do. It's short, sweet, to the point, but it's something that you can go ahead and you could type it out, or you could write in it, put it up on your wall, and then that way this is what you're marching towards in Q4. So those are the 5 things that, take a little quick screenshot if you want to. Come back to this video. It'll be up on my Facebook. It'll be on my YouTube page. And remember that this is your time. This is you're in control. And even though we're kind of easing out of this pandemic, there are definitely some things that you can do to be very successful in Q4. If you try to do some things last year, and for some reason it didn't work out, and you feel a little discouraged, let me be the first one to tell you, don't give up. Just try again. If you just make some minor tweaks, you'll never know. Just think about it. There's all those great anecdotes. Einstein took him 1,000 times to do a light bulb. Steve Jobs did not start first with the Apple, with kind of him and Wozniak. It took him a while to get that going. So you just have to just be patient. Your business, don't react to all those folks out there saying that, oh my gosh, you can make 20,000 in 30 days by doing these exact things. And then you try to do those exact things and it don't work out. I like to give you sound business tactics and strategies that most corporations have done. I've worked with a lot of corporations, Fortune 5 corporations that have been around for over 100 years or 20 years, and this is what they do to stay 100-year-old corporations. These are some sound business tactics that really will help you sustain your business and keep it growing, and help you to that next level. So I kept it to 15 minutes. I hope I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, it's 30 seconds past. I'm done. Take care.